Howdy y'all, welcome back to the channel. Last video you saw, we were working on carbon fiber stuff, which we still are going to be working on carbon fiber stuff, but this video we are going to be working on a custom intake. So I had this pipe from way back when I had the supercharger. I was going to make a custom intake and I needed that elbow angle to make the intake pipe to come up and over, but we sold that. But with the RTD kit and the manifold, we need some sort of intake that drops down behind the bumper, which for our application there isn't one that you can actually buy off the shelf, so we're gonna make it. Here tonight, but we have a short run. It's a lot shorter than I remember it being. I thought it was a lot longer, but we have our pipe out the hood. So what we're gonna do is we're actually going to take some measurements from the front of the MAF where this is gonna bolt up to and angle it down so that it makes it through the hole there. Then we'll see where we need to cut our first cut so that we can get a smooth bend down, and then we'll figure out where we can go from there with mounting our filter and what other cuts and stuff we have to do down there. But let's get this first measurement up and see what we got. So if you can see, just by putting the pipe like that right against our power steering reservoir, we have a pretty good close bend. I think if we are able to cut this off, we can actually tweak this around, and this actually can rotate around a little bit, but we have enough area. I think if we get this cut right in here, we can actually get this pipe to kind of flip around. We can do a straight down and kind of put our filter right in here, which will put it right behind the light, the fog light down here. So that should be a good little area. So we gotta give it, because we're gonna have a silicone coupler like this one up here, but we want this to be as close to that as possible. So we'll give it another inch or so. We'll take measurements and then we'll cut it and then see where that gets us with our first pipe. Now that we have the pipe marked where our first cut needs to be, we're gonna get out the angle grinder and we're gonna cut our pipe. We'll go test fit it to see where it sits, and then we will work our bottom pipe and rotate it to see how we can better get a nice flow going in there and where we can put a filter too. So what we're going to do is we have a rough cut here. We're going to test fit our first pipe here. And it fits. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get some tape. I don't think I don't know if I have the silicone coupler. If I do, I'll put that on, but if not, I'll just tape this so that we have our initial pipe, and then we can go from there. So we have our placement of our intake. It's right next to our power steering reservoir, and what we did was we kind of mocked up how we want this to come down and meet a filter. So we've marked where we want this to go so that we can actually put it where we want it. This angle should line up with that one that's there, as you can see, gives us our height that we need, and then we can put a filter on the end of this thing. But let's get this cut, come back, test fit it, put the bumper on, test fit it again, and then we will tack weld this, and then we'll fully weld it once we have it exactly where we want it. And this thing should be able to come out as one big piece. Shouldn't have an issue. So let's cut this one. We'll be right back. So guys, we've done some test fitting. We have some marks to work off of, and we need to go to the grinder and make some more cuts. We got some height that we need to take out of this thing. So hopefully we can take the height out of it so that we can get this pipe where we want it. And then we got to reshape the top pipe so it fits. Make some pie cuts and some other stuff like that. But that is overall how the pipe should end up looking once we get all these cuts done. So let's jump back out there and do some more working. We've trimmed our upper pipe. It's also trimmed our lower pipe. We need to make one more little trim so that these pipes meet up perfectly and that this sits where we want it. Then we'll cut this one at the length we need it because this is too long, and then we'll tack weld, pull it out, then we'll fully weld all the way around it once we have our our pipes matched up. But that is the general area. Gonna put the bumper back on. We're gonna kind of play with this to see length, and then we will get everything trimmed, and then we'll jump out there and weld it all up. So we have everything kind of lined up and ready to go. What we're gonna do is we're gonna initially tack weld it, then we're gonna work the pipe and do some relief cuts in the back, bend it in, just so it makes it a little bit more flowy. So let's get to tack welding. So we have a final kind of design. We have it all tack welded. We're gonna finish some welds on this, and then we're gonna grind it down, and we've already test fitted it. Fits good. We need to cut a little bit of an angle here so it meets the math pretty flat. And we'll just finish welding this up and grind it down and get it ready to go. Yeah, see what's up when we get done grinding it. So guys, turns out I did not have the coupler that I needed, so I Amazoned it real quick and got us our new silicone coupler. Literally was like next day shipping or same day shipping, whatever it was. So it's here. Now what we can do is we can finally put this together and tighten it down so that we can actually finalize cut our pipe at the end, so that we know exactly where it sits, so we know exactly what to build on the end for our intake. Hose clamp on. As you can see, this is our intake, kind of the shape it takes. This is gonna get kind of rotated around, but we have it just slightly loose so we can actually set the exact location in the fog light hole. So once we figure that out and figure out the length this needs to be, angle, we can cut that, then we can prep this and get this ready for paint or coating or whatever we decide to do. Hi puppy, he's my little helper. This is Beamer, guys. Bimmer. Cute little puppy. So let's put the bumper on, see what we get. So that is the final location for our air intake, guys. So it comes off the carbon manifold, comes down into here, and I'm gonna make a some sort of carbon delete duct funnel into that, and so it's all clean and smooth, and you can't really see just a circle pipe. It's gonna be all carbon fiber here, ducted back into the intake. So yeah, that's another video, guys, but we're gonna pull this off now that everything kind of sits exactly where I need it to sit. We're gonna pull this off and we're gonna paint it. So we have our pipe complete, and we have some primer. So we're gonna prime this pipe up so we can paint it black. So guys, that is it. It's painted, it looks good. We are good to go. Now, all we need to do is install it and finish it up. But that is it for this video. We are good to go. Like, comment, subscribe, guys, and I will see you guys next video. We have more carbon fiber stuff coming up and more truck stuff coming up as well. So stay tuned.